It has all of a sudden turned cold, like consistently cold. So it's time to get some electricity in this chicken coop so the chickens can have some warmth.
Why is there a big old jump like this?
Alright, so if you put some of this in your hand and then go hold it out like I did, they'll eat it out of your hand. You want to try?
No.
You don't want to do that? You can throw it and they'll eat it. There you go. So my plan is to dig a ditch from the shop out here to the chicken coop and run a wire down it. And my wire is already laid out here, but there's one more thing I want to do while I've got a ditch open. The chicken coop also needs some water to it. So while the ditch is open, I want to see if I can get some PVC pipe in it. But before we go buy PVC pipe, there is PVC pipe in the ground on this place that has not been used in forever because there's buildings here that are not here anymore. So what we're going to try to do, and this may be a little ambitious, we're going to try to dig up some of this PVC pipe and attempt to reuse it. And if that's just way too much, which it might very well be, then we'll go buy some. So here's something pretty interesting. I wasn't expecting this, and I don't know where this came from, but there's a pipe here and a pipe here. This was the main pipe, and you can see how far it goes. Of course, it goes a lot farther than this, but here's another pipe. So I don't know how far this one goes exactly, but it looks like I'm getting a 2-for-1 deal here, which means if it goes any distance, I'll only have to do about half of the work that I was thinking I was going to have to do. So that's wonderful. Well guys, I've been working on this for just under an hour or so now, and it's actually going a whole lot better than I expected it would go. I've got 60 feet out of the ground. That's 40 feet in the ditch right here, and that piece, that extra piece that I showed you earlier, that's really all it was. It was about a 20-foot section. Here it is right here that had just been kind of laid on the ground years and years ago and had been covered up with a few leaves. So anyway, that's a bonus right there, but it's going better than I thought it was going to go, and I've got about a third of the length that I need to get water out to the chicken coop. So let's just keep going. Ooh. Oh, I broke it. Whoops. So that length of pipe that we were just trying to get out of the ground started getting pretty deep, and probably because of runoff from the driveway. It's been there for about 30 years, so it's just getting pretty deep right in that area. It's getting pretty difficult to get out of the ground. So I'm going to switch to another spot where I know that there's some pipe in the ground. I don't know how deep this is. My fear is that it was professionally installed and it's about a foot or two deep, but we're going to try. We're going to see what we can get, and we might even be able to salvage this spigot right here too. We'll see. All right, guys, so this one's not going to work, unfortunately. I tried to dig some out with the tractor and managed to not break the pipe, believe it or not, but then I cut the pipe just with the shovel so that I could try to pull the pipe up, and I discovered it's thin-walled PVC pipe, so I'm not even going to attempt to use this stuff. So I got about 80 feet of the thick-walled stuff out of the ground up there, and I'll just go buy some new for the rest of it. We'll try to get this out, though. That should be salvageable.
What you doing?
Getting the spigot out. We're pretty much out of light for the day, so we'll go over this tomorrow and I'll walk down it and let y'all get a good look at it. But that was super easy. Let's just wait till tomorrow morning and we'll get it in the light. It's the next morning now, and you can see this ditch a whole lot better. It only took the tractor about 40 minutes to do this ditch, and that's really impressive. So way better than digging it by hand with a shovel. And it's a pretty deep ditch too. I don't necessarily need a super deep ditch where I am, because it doesn't get super cold here, but it is pretty deep. It's probably a good 10 inches or so, so I'm really happy with it. And I ended up finding another length of PVC pipe that I was able to dig up, so I got 5 lengths of PVC pipe, which translates to about $75 in savings. We're about ready to put this pipe in, but first I want to go ahead and branch off to the shed so I can put electricity and water into the shed as well. So let's go ahead and make a little ditch through here. That really beats doing it by hand. There's a pipe here somewhere. Oh, there it is. There is no way I'm going to be able to go into this. I have to move some more dirt. Okay, I think I can get away with that. And sitting glue, this is cleaner. Roots come out of trees, buddy.
What is this?
It's like a dirt clod.
Here's the dirt.
Yeah, it's a dirt clod.
What are those?
Pipes.
I didn't see through this pipe. One of the end.
The end's got dirt in it. For now, I'm just going to cap this little stander off until I get a spigot for it. This is not really my priority today. I want to get water and electricity to the chicken coop. I sure am. That's a cow, buddy. I really debated on whether to put the spigot on the inside of the chicken yard here, the chicken run, or on the outside. And my plan all along had really been to put it on the outside, but I think it makes more sense to put it on the inside so that I can kind of come into the chicken run back here, go into the back door of the chicken coop and grab the waterer or whatever I need to grab, and then come right back out here and put more water in it. I could also put an automatic waterer back here inside of the chicken run, which may be an option at some point, but it just seemed to make more sense to do it inside instead of outside. That's backwards. I think that's the right way. I'm gonna give that a few minutes to set, and then we'll check it. We'll pressure test it for leaks. There's two possibilities of where leaks might be. First, of course, is at the joints, but you gotta remember I was hacking with my shovel here to get this stuff out of the ground, so I may have broken it in a spot or two, so we're gonna have to check and make sure we don't have any leaks. This is the one that I'm primarily concerned about leaking. This is the first one that we did, and if you remember, I had to kind of force this together, and there's really no telling if this leaks or not. And on top of that, there's not a whole lot of this pipe in here, at least not as much as should be. And then on top of that, this right here is under some pressure because it turns pretty radically, pretty quickly as it leaves from here. So I think that one's fine. My guess is that one's okay. I'm worried about this one right here. I went inside and ate lunch and let it set up for a little bit longer. So this is the moment of truth. Let's see. I think that one's okay. Let's check the rest of it. That one's good. Now at this point the plumbing is pretty well done. I still need to mount the pipe to that. I still need to mount the pipe to that post over there, but I'm doing the electrical work now, and I skipped a lot of this stuff. I didn't film me putting the breaker in the box and doing all that stuff because I promise y'all don't want to see me doing electrical work. But at this point I need to knock a hole in the bottom of the chicken coop and get the wire up in here, and that's probably going to be it for today for the most part because I'm running out of time. So let's go ahead and do that.
This right there.
What, this water?
Yeah.
So I could water the chickens and do all that kind of stuff from inside the chicken coop. Sound good?
Are you about to water the chickens?
I sure am. That's okay. I didn't think that it was right that nothing was leaking, and I was right. It wasn't right that nothing was leaking. This is leaking right here, but it's leaking right here at the thread, so I'm gonna turn it another turn and see if that takes care of the problem. I didn't quite have it torqued down. I think that did it. We'll see. You gonna feed the dirt to the chickens? Okay. Well guys, that's pretty well gonna do it for this one. I'm out of time. On the next one, Lord willing, we'll try to get the lights up in there and an outlet and a heat lamp and all of that stuff that the chickens need. But lots and lots of progress on this. Using that Kubota as a ditch digger was just really the trick, and worked great. I don't know if it was designed for that or not, but it did a great job. So anyway, that'll do it for this one, and I will see y'all on the next one.